The Nitrogen Cycle by Swathi Narayan, Ruba Syed, and
Jessica Torregrossa.
Professor, what's the point of being a nitrogen?
You know, that's a great question. Nitrogen molecules have a very important role in society. We are an essential element for all living organisms. In fact, if we didn't exist, plant growth would be stunted, along with plant root systems. Leaves would turn yellow, and crops wouldn't grow as well. However, it is also important to know that we create a balance in the ecosystem, because if there was too much nitrogen in the atmosphere, we would create acid rain and toxic environments for plants, such as algal blooms. It's important to understand where we came from. You need to know what we do. Our journey as nitrogen has been an amazing one.
Wow, Professor. I always knew we were 78% of the atmosphere, but I didn't know the effect we had on the other organisms. Please, tell me more.
So our relatives were amino acids, proteins, and enzymes. By synthesizing these elements, we were created. After that, nitrogen molecules have switched from living in abiotic and biotic environments. Originally, atmospheric nitrogen was ever present in Earth's early atmosphere. However, plants can't really use NH2, so we've had to begin to use ammonia, NH3. This process is called nitrogen fixation. It is carried out by legumes. Even some bacteria helped out into fixing nitrogen into usable forms, such as Azobacter, Clostridium, and Nostick. However, these are just a few of the many bacteria that are used in nitrogen fixation. Along with ammonia and nitrates, we have turned into organic nitrogen in a process called nitrogen assimilation. Once we were absorbed into plants, the animals eat the plants and then would be transferred into the living system. This process is called ammonification. Life is a cycle, and eventually the animals that we lived in passed away. As organic nitrogen, I was converted back into ammonia states by saprophytes, such as fungi and bacteria. Along the way, we came in contact with a lot of other ammonia that came from other places, such as exotic volcanic eruptions and animal excretory products. The nitrification eventually commences, and together, ammonias were converted into nitrites and nitrates. Eventually, we were in a process called denitrification. We've been converted back to N2, molecular environmental nitrogen. We then go into nitric oxide and then have been released back into the atmosphere. At this point, the nitrogen cycle has completed. However, the life cycle of nitrogen is long, continuous, and important.
Wow, Professor, that's amazing. I can't wait to experience all of this by myself.
I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait for you to go through the nitrogen cycle yourself.
Well, I guess that's the nitrogen cycle.